Sometimes it's okay to order things at last minute, especially when your boss is the one that is offering to make them. Well, I should probably say only if your boss is the one that offers to make them, especially after he closes the kitchen, because sometimes he's totally okay with it. I mean, it just usually depends and stuff. So if he just insists to making the sandwich for you after you close the kitchen, then just accept it, because it shows that he's just trying to be, he or she is just trying to be nice for a sibling of yours. Hi everybody, it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoon sometimes, excuse me. I apologize, I had to yawn. But anyway, today in this video, I'm going to share with you guys a very nice story about the time my boss was really nice to make my brother a sandwich because he offered, even though we had already closed our kitchen. So this is a story about how my brother had ordered a sandwich at last minute. And I felt bad because my boss had already closed everything, he cleaned everything in the kitchen, but he still wanted to make my brother a sandwich because he was just trying to be nice. So this is a story just to teach you guys that if your boss offers to do something nice for your sibling or something and they order something at last minute, even though your work has already closed the kitchen, and if they want to do it, just accept it and let them do it, because it shows that they're trying to do a nice thing for a family member of yours. So I'm going to get started, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So this all started about 8 years ago. I was working as a flutter at my coffee shop job. I was working in the kitchen with my boss, and we were super busy. So as we're working together, I am busy running back and forth, calling people's names for their food. People were ordering paninis, people were ordering long shots, which were just yogurt with granola. Those were our things. And I was just super busy that day, and it was super crazy. And it was going from I think 8 in the morning, 6 in the morning or something. Well, I didn't start till maybe 10 or 12-ish in the restaurant, and I was working, and I was helping my boss, and I was delivering all the food to customers, calling out people's names, and then washing dishes, bussing some tables for him, and then washing some dishes, running back and forth, getting sandwiches. So we were super busy. So it's maybe around, I'd say 1 or so, and then we start closing the kitchen. My boss puts all the food away. I pick up the mats, and then I start sweeping the floor, and then mopping the floor, and sweeping the floor in the kitchen and mopping the floor in the kitchen. And then I put the mats back down. And the kitchen is perfectly clean, all the food's put away, all the cutting boards are washed, everything that has been used has been washed in the kitchen, and everything in the thing that we had used had been completely finished. So then all of a sudden, I check my phone, I go to the locker and grab my purse and check my phone, and I noticed my brother had texted me, and he had asked if he could get a sandwich. And I was like, oh dear. And my boss is like, is everything okay? And I said, well, my brother wants a sandwich, but we had already closed the kitchen. And then my boss says, I don't mind making your brother a sandwich. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And he just he really didn't mind making my brother a sandwich. I don't know why, maybe just because he just felt bad because my brother had ordered it last minute and we already closed the kitchen, and he didn't want me to feel bad. So I think he just really wanted to do something nice. So he asked me what sandwich my brother wanted, and I'm just going to say just maybe a turkey and pepper jack cheese sandwich or something. That's the only sandwich I can think of. I'm not going to say the actual name of the sandwich from the restaurant. So he orders this one popular sandwich that I always recommend. That was one of my favorite paninis, because it was also a panini shop. So he decides to make my brother a sandwich. So he puts it all together and assembles it, and then wraps it up for my brother and everything, and it's nice and warm for him. And then all of a sudden my boss my boss and I go out, and my brother had shown up right when we had gotten the sandwich, and my brother thanks my boss for giving him the sandwich, and he apologized for ordering the sandwich at last minute and when we had already closed the kitchen. My boss was so nice. He said, I really don't mind making you a sandwich, blah, 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 blah. And he was just so nice about it. And I thank my boss for doing that for my brother, despite the fact we had already closed the kitchen. And I told him, thank you so much for doing that, and I'm sorry for asking at last minute. And he's like, oh, it's totally okay, don't worry about it, I already had the ingredients out and it's not that big of a deal, blah, 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 blah. And so I was really happy that he was super nice to make my brother a sandwich, and I was very lucky he did have some ingredients out to make the sandwich my brother wanted, which is a good thing. And it kind of only just happened one time, since this was just like a last minute notice, and he was just completely okay with it. And he was just super nice of making my brother a sandwich, despite the fact he ordered it after we had closed the kitchen. So the moral of the story is, sometimes it's okay to order things at last minute, but just don't do it all the time. Especially after someone had closed their kitchen in the restaurant. So you kind of have to like be flexible with it, or sometimes the owner can just be nice and just make something, especially if they know you and they know your sibling, and it's perfectly fine. But just as long as you just don't expect it all the time, because if you expect it all the time, you're probably going to take advantage of the customer service stuff. So just always order a sandwich while the kitchen is still open. Don't wait until after the kitchen is closed. But sometimes people can be nice, especially if they insist on making you a sandwich. So just accept it when they just insist on making you a sandwich at last minute. So that was a story about how my boss was nice enough to make my brother a sandwich after we had closed the kitchen. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day except for Tuesday and Friday afternoons sometimes, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to give it a thumbs up and tap the subscribe button.